Hello, it's Kevin
And Alice.
and we are here from English Brew to tell you a little bit more about another tea. So, Revolution, as you know, make phenomenal tea. What are we going to try today, Alice?
Blackberry Jasmine
And what's it called?
Oolong Tea.
Oolong tea, that's very well pronounced. And the great thing with oolong tea is it's made a little bit differently to, say, green tea or black tea, because it's not oxidized as much as black tea, so it makes it a little less tannic and a little less full in terms of flavour. But we're going to get Alice, with her amazing nose, have a smell of that and tell us what she thinks.
It smells like blackberries,
That's it.
but more perfumey. I don't know if that's a word.
That's very good.
Perfumey.
The perfume comes from the jasmine. Jasmine is a little flower that
It's very
gives...
strong.
It is very strong, you are correct. And we're going to do something with this. We are going to pour some hot water into our special clear Revolution mug so we can see the hot water hugging and caressing. Look at it spinning around in there. It's having fun, isn't it, in that hot water?
Yeah.
Really, really good. And this is what a tea bag should do. It shouldn't be all soggy and like the paper tea bags. This is an infuser tea bag made by Revolution. They are quite incredible when they've made this sort of particular tea bag. Great thing with oolong tea, it is amazing. This is why I try to get your mum and other friends of mine to drink oolong tea, because it increases your metabolism. Now, what does increasing your metabolism mean? What do you think, Alice?
I don't know.
It means that you speed up the fat burning process a little bit more. So it makes you nice and skinny. And that's really, really good. But it doesn't make you too skinny. It makes you just nice and thin. And it means that fat doesn't get absorbed as much, which is really, really good for your heart health and really good for blood pressure. Makes you feel a little bit better all round. Wouldn't that be nice? Yeah. So, while we're waiting for this to steep a little bit more, we can have a look at the colour inside here. So, as you can see, because it is not a green tea and it's not a black tea, it's still got this lovely colour that comes through. Or a brown tea, you're right. That's a colour from normal tea bags. And this is just steeping away nicely in here. So, according to Revolution, they say you should steep this for 4 to 5 minutes in boiling water, which is what we've used today. And this particular one, it comes from the finest Szechuan oolong tea from China. That's pretty good, isn't it? And they put a little bit of blast of blackberry flavour, which is completely natural. There's no nastiness here or anything like that. And then you've got the exotic fragrance that comes from the jasmine flowers. Have you ever seen a jasmine flower?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I think I might have seen it on like
They look a
TV.
little bit like that. You see them on the front?
Oh.
That's what a jasmine flower looks like. Very, very pretty flower. And they grow in China and they're used an awful lot in tea. So, this is going to be really hot, so we need to blow it a little bit so that you can taste it. And let's see what you smell first.
Wait. Smells like tea now. Not
Okay.
as much as what's it called? Blackberry. Sorry.
Not as much blackberry.
I can't really smell the perfume.
Okay. It's always good to have a young lady like Alice who gives an exactly honest opinion. So it means that there's no fluff in our videos and we tell you it exactly how it is. Alice has now had a try. What do you think of it?
I don't know. It's good.
Alice has never tried oolong tea. So although her mother absolutely loves it and drinks an awful lot of it and thinks that it's wonderful. But we like to try all sorts of different teas in this house and see what is good for us in different ways, whether it's black tea or oolong tea or green tea or herbal tea. Alice likes to have chamomile tea, for example, which helps her to sleep at night sometimes. So this is a big tea house. And now she's trying this one and sipping it in the right way to get the full flavour of the tea that's coming through. It hasn't been steeping for that long yet, so it's not going to really impart a huge amount of flavour. That comes a little bit later. But as you can see, the colour is changing. And you can see that as Alice just blows away on it here. So we'll get Alice's verdict in a minute as to what she thinks. But to tell you a little bit more about the benefits of oolong tea, it's also really good, as I mentioned, for increasing your metabolism, but also reducing your blood pressure. And that makes it a super tea, in my opinion. So, Alice, you chuckler, you giggle fox. What do you think of this oolong tea?
I
She obviously likes it. Highly professional tea taster, young Alice is here.
It's so hot.
It's so hot. You can't taste it. Does it taste nice though?
I can't. Wait. Can you come back to me in a minute?
We'll come back to you in a minute. So, let's talk a little bit more about Revolution. So, when Revolution created the infuser tea bag, they didn't like the fact that tea normally came in paper sacks because it doesn't allow the tea to infuse.
Oh, I've got a fact about sacks.
Oh, okay.
No, about the paper.
Okay. So,
They kind of say that some of the paper comes out in the tea.
oh, it does. You're right. And they use really, really low-grade tea in paper bags. But with Revolution, they use whole leaf tea, which is a big, big difference. So I'm going to just rip open, if I can rip open this tea bag, which he says, as he can't. And we will show you now how the actual tea looks. So as you can see, it's whole leaf tea. And you can see how amazing that particular tea is. It tastes absolutely delicious and it smells phenomenal as well.
It's very strong.
It's very strong now, yeah, but it's not as tannic, is it? And that means it's not as sort of dusty in your mouth when you're drinking it. That's what tannins is when it comes to tea.
Like now.
Yeah? You've had enough?
Yeah, I think I know what it tastes like.
You know what it tastes like? What does it taste like?
I think it tastes like... It's not very strong, the blackberry, but you can still taste a bit.
Okay.
So I think it tastes like, you know when like you squeeze a bit of lemon?
Yes.
I think it tastes like hot water, but you squeeze like a teeny bit of blackberry in it, but there's still some of the tea flavour.
Okay. That sounds really, really good to me. So I'm going to have a little taste now and see what I think. Do this like we're wine tasting. It's got a lovely background flavour to it. It's not earthy like an awful lot of teas are, especially some oolong teas can be quite like that. This one's got a lovely freshness and a zing to it that comes from the jasmine, and it has the perfume that's really coming through now. And as I mentioned earlier about these Revolution tea guys, they created the infuser tea bag, which is quite remarkable. They've done a brilliant job with it.
I feel like it's kind of like it feels like a bit like a fairy bag, you know, the ones that you tie up.
That you tie up to catch fairies in.
And sometimes you put like your baby teeth in it for the...
I think
so
that's a
fairies
very
come.
good idea. So, from Alice and I, we're going to say goodbye
Good.
with our oolong tea.